The door to your old timeline is closed, and the new path is already under your feet. This week, we step fully into the in between worlds, between endings and beginnings, and between powerful eclipses of both shadow and light. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. I'm the Awakened Jenn, a multidimensional channeler and the voice for the Council of the Awakened Flame. What I do here isn't just prediction, it's activation. Every message from the Council is designed to help you rise into your highest path, embody your sovereignty, and remember who you really are. If you've been searching for clarity and guidance, this isn't just a reading, it is a frequency. And if you're hearing my voice, it means that this transmission is for you. All right, so this week, September 14th through the 20th, we are walking through threshold energy, between worlds. With last week's 9-9 portal, Metatron came through with a powerful declaration that he has turned the lights on in the new timeline, and now the old one is fading out behind us. We are still inside the eclipse portal as well. So the Pisces lunar eclipse happened on September 7th, and that cleared out everything that could not pass through this doorway to this new timeline with us. And that was actually the door closing. So now then, as we approach the Virgo solar eclipse on September 21st, a new doorway is opening to the new timeline that we're destined for. Your angel numbers guiding us this week are 122, which is showing us that the path is literally being built beneath our feet as we walk on it. 707, calling in divine masculine action and alignment, and 44 is anchoring in divine guidance and protection for the foundation that you're laying. This is a sacred foyer moment. The old door is closed and the new door is opening, and you are standing exactly where you need to be. And so, yeah, that foyer is kind of what I was feeling. And so, we are definitely in that in-between state, and where I was talking about some of this last week with that 9-9 portal, the old timeline really has closed out, and the new one is now it is the brightest reality. This is our most clear reality, and so we've already stepped into it. But like I said, it's that 4-year space where the old door has closed. So that eclipse that we just had, that total lunar eclipse in Pisces that we just had on September 7th, was that door closing moment. But like the new door is getting ready to open, but it comes with that next eclipse that's coming on September 21st. So right now we're in the foyer of this new timeline, and we're just kind of like, this moment, it's really just making sure that all the old noise is kind of settled. This is our moment. We've kind of knocked, and it's just like we're just sitting here. And so you're feeling probably a lot of anticipation kind of in this space. And it may be misinterpreted just because of the old energy that's still kind of beating at the door, the old door, saying, let us in or come back out or something like that. You still feel the pull, but it's like it's fading. That piece is fading so much more and more each day, where this one is becoming the brightest reality, and the one that we're getting ready to fully step into. Okay, so before we get too far into this, I want us to take 3 deep breaths together to ground in the energy into the space, and then do the invocation to call in the spirit team. So if you'll close your eyes and breathe in with me. So breathe in. That's 1. Breathe in. That's 2. Breathe in. That's 3. I now call in the council of the awakened flame, a collective of angels, archangels, ascended masters, our higher selves, guardian angels, and galactic light family to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. I open myself now as a clear, surrendered channel. Only messages for the highest good, bringing healing, alignment, ascension, and love. So be it. All right, so I am going to pull us some energy for this week from the council to find out just kind of what to expect with this energy that we're moving into, in that between worlds energy, the shift that's happening. So we're going to be doing it with the Awakened Flame Oracle. This is my deck that is still a prototype, and you can learn more about it. I've got a link down in the description box where you can sign up to join a waiting list so that you can be notified as soon as this deck is available. Right now, I am just still working through channeling each of the messages for each of the 44 cards in this deck. I love just, let me just go ahead and pitch the deck while we're here. So I love the energy of this deck. So it's a collaboration that I'm working together with my spirit team, the Council of the Awakened Flame. And so we've got 44 cards in this deck, and it's split into 4 different sections. And the sections are Sacred Contracts, The Council Speaks, the Path of Transmutation, which is shadow work, and Embodied Light, which is the Ascension. And it's just the work that I do with the council. This is like it all embodies it all into this deck, and it's a way that I can spread those messages even further, and I'm just really excited about it. And like I said, you can find more information and see the cards that I've already channeled through on my website by signing up for the wait list. All right, and then we're also going to be using some tarot with this as well. So I'm going to use the Mindscapes Tarot to pull some energy as well. And then I will just do some direct channeling. And so it's just going to be kind of a multidimensional and interactive reading. And I hope that you get what you need out of this. All right, so the first card we are going to pull with the Oracle of the Awakened Flame. And so this is the heart of the week. So this is the kind of core energy that we're working with. Oh, wow. We have Sedna. So Sedna is power born from pain. Angel number 808, root chakra, deep teal, the council speaks. So right out the gate, we have some really strong energy from Sedna. Now, Sedna is about overcoming betrayal. And so her power really did come out of the deep betrayals that she had been through in her life. And in her story, it was all of the masculines in her life, starting with her father. And so that brings in, like, if you really look at just the deep ancestral wounding. And so I do feel a lot of father wound energy is like kind of what we are overcoming, especially as we continue to talk about the rise of the feminine and the collapse of the masculine. This is part of the piece that's collapsing, and the rising is the rebalancing of that power, and the distortions that had happened from the parental role, the father role, that the patriarchal role that was coming down. And so there's a lot of outrage that is coming up, but that is, the rage is turning into your power, because it's letting you, okay, I'm getting the anger is that you taking up for yourself. So I just feel like that our people pleasing days are done. Are doing things just because that's the way that it was always done is done. And this is just, we're really owning our power now. It's the new timeline. It will still respect, like, because I'm really tapped in on that father energy. So it's like it still respects the father and respects the role, but um we're not enabling, and but we're not hiding. This is the piece. We're not hiding the damage that was really done. We're not going to make it easier for you to sit with the truth of what has happened here. So the truth is going to be the truth. We're holding to the truth, and that's our power, is that we're holding to the truth. And it's like, I think that it would be easier for some people if we would just let it go. Just let it go. And just no, we're holding to the truth. We're not going to let go of the story that got us to this place. And I think that's the piece. It's just like you got what you wanted. So why do you still need to hold on to the story? The story is the thing that got you here. It's your anchor point. And if you let go of that, you might collapse down into that older timeline again. And so it's like the story is what got you to the higher timeline. That's what has opened the door for you. So if you let go of the story. I just think that because as we get further away from the pain and as the past really does start fading out, like the anger that we were feeling and the pain that we were feeling is definitely becomes less. And so we might feel, like, okay, well, I don't feel as strongly upset about this anymore. So maybe I can let it back in, but you can't. Like you've got to hold the story. The story is the truth that got you to your higher place. And if you let go of the story, then you fall back into the old patterns and then you lose your ground again. So you've got to hold on to the story. And it's not about just like holding a grudge. This is not a grudge. This is the truth. We're anchoring truth. And the truth was like you were betrayed to a certain level to get you to make the actions that put you in the place that you are right now. All right, so the next card is the cross. And so I'm going to pull that with the tarot. And so this is kind of where everything's sort of hitting here. The pieces are coming together here. We've got the Ace of Tides. And so the Ace of Tides is the Ace of Cups, and that is about your heart. This is heart chakra. This is your heart space. Okay. And the way that you show up in love and the way that you receive love and even view it when it shows up. And so that's the shift that's kind of coming, is that you're understanding that in that old template, in the old timeline that you're coming out of, that what they were calling love was not actually love. It was a distorted version of love. And now you're seeing what the reality of love really looks like. And you're holding it for yourself first. It's like that's why you're able to recognize it, because you're so full of it yourself. You have embodied the energy of love. So now then you can't actually tolerate anything that is not aligned with this energy of love. It will definitely, like, it's just the rub will be too strong, and it will repel it. It's just kind of what I'm feeling. It's like it's just too different. It will repel it. And so that's why this is happening. It's just like you've learned too much now. You know too much now, and there's no going back on what you know. You'll never be in alignment with the old stories. You have woken up to the truth of, what was actually happening in this situation, and now then you can't go back from it. And so, it's for the sake of having real love that we are releasing the distortions of what was not love through this moving into this new timeline. Okay. So the next part I'm going to do just direct channeling. What is the higher light? What is the higher guidance that is being asked for you at this time as you move into this new timeline that is, birthed from your pain, birthed from your betrayal? So authenticity is, the main thing that I'm getting, because I'm getting masks are showing up. And so like the masks are falling off, the masks have come off. And so you have to be as authentic as you can possibly be so that you can align yourself with the appropriate love, the right love, because and I think that for the most part, most of the people who have found themselves in this space probably do show up pretty authentic, and you expected everyone else to show up authentically too. But see, that's something else that you learned in this, through this old lessons, old timelines, and old seasons, is that you did learn that people do wear masks. And so you're starting to recognize the mask as much as you are like recognizing the potential. You're seeing the fullness of the situation now in ways that you've never seen it before. And that's helping you make better decisions. That's helping you be more discerning about who to give your energy to, who to allow into your space. And so, just the quality of your connections is going to continue to get better and better as you bring in this level of discernment now, as because it's the more that you've embodied love itself. Like I said, you're recognizing it, but it all comes from direct authenticity. You have to show up fully and authentically as you are if you want other people to like love that piece about you. Because what we tend to do is we wear the mask that we think that other people will want to see of us, that they'll appreciate of us. So we'll put that piece on, and it may be a piece of us. There may be some truth to it. There may be that, this is a part of our personality. But then it's like when that's the only piece that's actually respected of us, we start to resent that piece because it's not the part that we feel is the fullest version of us, that needs to be the part that is appreciated. And so, like, that's very easy to see, like, with any kind of like visual. You can, try to be as visually appealing, as possible so that people will like you. But like, if to your core, the thing that you want to be appreciated for is that you are a talented artist, that you're a great musician, that you are a writer, or that have math codes, or things, just whatever is your gifting. If that's not the piece, it's like that's the first thing people know about you, and that's the piece that you want them to appreciate about you the most, then you're going to start resenting if they've come to you because you put something else about you out first, and that's the part they appreciate, and then they're not even interested in the thing that actually like is the fullness of you. So we've got to be intentional about, okay, how are we attracting people? Like, instead of getting upset that people aren't in alignment with us, we've also got to look and make sure that we are not wearing a mask or the wrong mask to attract the wrong people. So that's the higher light here in this new timeline, is everyone is being asked to be as authentic as you can possibly be so that you attract in the right resonance of energies and relationships and opportunities around you. Okay. Um, okay, another channeled part that I'm going to do is the root cause of the shift that's taking place, in which I've already kind of gotten some of that with that Sedna energy, but we'll kind of dial in just what is the root. Let's pull this thread all the way out. How deep does this really go? And I mean, I'm getting, okay, so is this a pelican? No, it's a flamingo. Okay. Okay, so, but it's the head in the sand. So what I'm getting is just really the reason why, like, it took us this long. It's like we refuse to look at it. This is something that just has been buried deep and nobody wanted to look at it, but it wasn't because people didn't know it was there. It wasn't because you didn't know that you needed to do it. It was just like you knew the minute that you looked at it, you were going to have to do something with it. And so now then we finally have our heads out of the sand. We're seeing things clearly, and that's why we have to take the actions, because it's one of those moments that once you know it, there's no going back. You can't unknow, you can't unsee. And so now we know what we have to do, and we're not even gaslighting ourselves anymore about what this situation really could have been, because it was what it was, and it wasn't healthy for us. We knew that we had to get out of it. It caused us a level of pain and betrayal that we had to fight our way back to, even wanting to continue on at all. That's the level of betrayal that I really feel with that Sedna energy, because it's not just because if it started all the way back with your father, then you've set up patterns because you learned it and it became a lifelong thing. And so it's not even just one betrayal that we're dealing with. It's like the whole world feels like it failed us in this moment. And we're just like, that's the level of overcoming. We see things way more clearly because we see the way that we showed up too. And it wasn't that we were necessarily doing anything bad. It was that we weren't protected. We didn't protect ourselves. And so that's the pieces that now we understand how boundaries work. Now we understand, like that there are people out there who really do have bad intentions, who really do want to just use and abuse others to bring about their own purpose and will. That is the way many people do live in this world, and when that's not your natural tendency, it can be very shocking when it shows up. And so you've got to make sure that you're protected, and you've got to look in these situations. Now you have enough history because this went all the way back, all the way deep. Now you've got to look and see what is your piece that's causing the repeat of the pattern. You see the pattern now. Now then your work is what's causing what are you doing that is causing the repeat of the pattern, and that's the piece that we have to remove. Okay. So the path ahead, we're going to pull with the tarot. So what is coming on the path ahead? We have the Eight of Tides. And so there are some storms here, but this Eight of Tides is also, it's a clearing. So that's what I'm feeling. It's like, the energy after, the storm comes through, it might stir everything up and like just, but then there's just like this like a clearing that comes out of that. And so it's washing away everything that does not need to be part of this new path again. Just like I told you with the door closed. So like this is now like, okay, I'm getting a new kind of in the foyer. Okay, we've come into the foyer, and it's like before we can go in, we've got to make sure that we are sterilized because we don't want to take any of that old, just icky old patterns and toxicity into this new, very brand new space and start tainting it right away. So that's why that foyer energy is kind of like right there, because it's like we came in and they shut the door behind us. And now then, before they'll even unlock the new door to let us fully walk in, we've got like this whole like sterilization thing that's happening. And that's what the storm feels like right now, but it's really just a clearing out of just anything else that, just doesn't need to be coming into this new space with us. And I mean, just by the looks of this energy that came out in this card, I mean, it does feel a little volatile, and it's hitting in every single area. But I mean, I'm almost getting just like, like this, that kind of just like, it's clearing it all out, blowing out everything that does not need to be there. All right. The final message is coming from the Oracle of the Awakened Flame, and this is the integration. So if we do this, then this is our integration message, how we're going to be able to do this, how we are able to fully open that new doorway. And we have, and I think this is interesting because I was already kind of getting some of this energy too. We have ancestral healing. You were born to break the chain. Angel number 444, root chakra, burnt sienna, the path of transmutation. And so again, I'm feeling it with that father energy. So this is hitting the patriarchal line, your patriarchal line. And you are the cycle breaker. And so I was getting this breaking chains energy earlier that went with this message as well. And it's just, that's the thing, we've broken the chains. We have broken the chains to the past, anything that was holding us down and oppressing us, to the old systems, to the old programs. We have overcome it because we see it. We see the truth now, and we're holding the truth. And as long as we hold that truth, it may still be, this part, there may be some dust stirred up in this. There may be just like a lot of energy discharged. But I mean, that's just proof of the power of what's, being overcome here. And so this is the final, like you have broken, and this is what we've talked about for so long. Like as we are shifting into this, new earth, continuing to, ascend into the 5D, those old patterns can't come with us. That's why they're breaking free. This has been just the past 2 years has been just a huge like karmic clearing. And that's probably the work of that Saturn in Pisces energy. It's just really getting the ancestral lines cleared so that this new timeline can be just, like without distortion, without just like the muddied energy that we've been bringing with us from timeline to timeline to timeline. Now then, we're bringing this in brand new, and we don't want to bring the muddy feet into the new space. So we're being just cleansed thoroughly right here, sterilized and sanitized right here of all of those old patterns, just so that we don't bring any of that with us when we walk through this door. And like I said, it's the September 21st eclipse is the opening of that door. So it's not like we have long. We've just got to get through this. So whatever you really felt the energy, that was shifting on the 7th, like that stuff, you've got to let it stay on the other side of the door. That's what's being just like cycled, like sterilized right now, is whatever you just released, because it cannot go. It will muddy up that new doorway that's opening for us. Okay. So that's some, pretty interesting messages that came out. Big energy that, I mean, we've been riding this energy, like I said, for a couple of years now. This energy has been really this strong, but it's because we're at the tipping point. And so once we get past the tipping point, it's going to feel a lot better. It's like we're still kind of in the uphill of the energy. Once we get to the tipping and we start going, that like it's like the momentum feels different. It's an easier momentum. But right now we're still on the up. So I want to close us out again with a transmission with a frequency. Okay, hold up. I want to close us out again with a frequency gift from the council. So this is another one of the light language, speaking in tongues. I'm feeling called to help bring this in just because it was such an important part of my own practice to start bringing it out into my messages too, because it is a frequency that you are meant to experience. You don't understand the words, you just let them wash over you. They are designed to attune your energy to the highest possible timeline. And so we'll just kind of get settled for a second, and I will bring through some light language for us for this week. So what wants to come through? Kenmanetele metititiraka, parlamentitimenenikanamenitida. Perekada lametitimenitinamenikana, akananitinametitikanamente. Hemenitinamenikala, teletitikanametitaka, o kenmanitinamenikana. Hemenititidartini, kamenitinamanitikananitidalatekemanitidalatimiditi. Ke kwemanate le lementita kananetele ka kamenetitika le e menenina kanamenitete. Kamenetitikana le kamenanetete. So let that activation integrate into your body, into your heart, and into your spirit. It will continue to work with you in the days ahead. Again, it's not something you're meant to understand. It's meant to be a frequency that you experience, and it will open up and heal and align different things in you if you allow it to just kind of transmit what it's meant to transmit for you. It's a soul language. All right. So, our closing affirmation: I trust the path that is building beneath my feet. The old door is closed, and the new one is opening. I am safe to step fully into my highest timeline. Our journal prompt is: what doors have closed for me recently? And how can I honor them as part of my story, while opening my heart to the new doorway that is calling me forward? So, what doors have closed, and how can you honor them as part of your story while still being open to the new doorway that is calling you forward? If this message has resonated with you, remember, you can go deeper by booking a private session with me. That information is down in the description box below. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss any future transmissions. And check out the links below for any upcoming live, special portal events, or ways to just walk with me on this journey. So I just had the Embodied Flame Temple with Hope last Tuesday, and for the 9/9 portal, it was a great message. So definitely you might want to check that out. I can put a card for that up here. And I've been adding daily activation messages where I pull one card from my deck just to give you just some daily guidance to move through your day. And we'll just see what else opens up for us. So until next time, remember, you are not walking this path alone. You have a counsel who walks with you. Until then.